exciting announcement made by the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival, and Jim joins us today. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Jim, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Todd.
It's good to have you with us here today, and what a great announcement this was. In the middle of January, you need pick-me-up type news, and this certainly was. Northern Appalachian Folk Festival is going to open a folk school on the Arts and Humanities. What great news that is.
That's correct. Yep, it's very exciting for us, and it's formerly called the Jim Rogers and Ken Holliday Folk School on the Arts and Humanities.
Wow.
And both Jim and Ken are members of the NAF Walk of Fame.
Well, yeah. And what great guys they were. I was talking earlier this morning. Josh and I were both talking on the air about both of those really wonderful gentlemen who meant so much to so many around Indiana County.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so folk schools initially were created and started in the Scandinavian countries, Sweden and Holland in particular, and people from Georgia picked up on the idea, and it's based on celebrating the culture of a local area in which you're located in. It's not a top-down kind of idea, it's a bottom-up idea. Mm-hmm. It's a culture from the bottom up, and we're talking about storytelling, folklore, folk life, foodways, mythology, oral history, music, arts and crafts, all kinds of different things that we don't normally celebrate in the same way that we celebrate what's going on in Los Angeles in the mass media.
Well, the folk school is going to open up here with a clogging class, a dance class,
That's correct, yes. We have a group from Clarion called the Wild Laurel Cloggers, and they teach clogging in the greater Clarion area, and they've been at the folk festival a couple of times, and they're a big hit. So we're bringing them down in March to have a beginners clogging class, for all ages, and hopefully it will develop into something that's ongoing here in Indiana.
Yeah, start a little bit of a movement there. So where is that event going to be held?
That's going to be in our center/office at 580 Philadelphia Street, Suite number 1. That's right down there by Fox's Pizza.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so that'll be happening in March. You're going to follow that up with a fiddle class and a harmonica class. Right.
The fiddle class is going to be facilitated and taught by Professor Carl Rakonen, who's an ethnomusicologist and a specialist in fiddle playing and folk music. Mm-hmm. So he'll be teaching that class, and following, we're going to have a special class on harmonica. And I was listening to National Public Radio one day, and they had a harmonica COPD class featured on the show. And as it turns out, Allegheny General Hospital has a special program for those that are suffering from COPD through exercising, breathing, and their lungs by blowing on the harmonica.
Really? Well, there probably are only two instruments that are especially suited for that. One would be the bagpipes, and the other would be the harmonica, and the harmonica fits in your pocket.
Right. Mm-hmm. You can. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be the greatest player in the world. If you can hit a couple notes, that's okay. You can put your radio on and try to follow along with whatever music is being played. That's how I learned how to play harmonica.
There you go.
But,
Jim Dougherty is
yep.
on the line with us this morning. The NAF Folk School is going to be operating here in Indiana starting this spring. You also have a lecture series coming up.
Right. It's the Chris Califano lecture series on ideas and issues. And Chris was very active in the Indiana County Historical Society. She was a director of the Historical Society for a long time, and she was involved in the Underground Railroad in Blairsville, and so we have named our lecture series after her. And she's another person that's in the Walk of Fame, the NAF Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
So there's so many different issues that we can talk about. I'm trying to get a person who has specialized in wildfires in Pennsylvania, and he has a book on wildfires. And wildfires, of course, are becoming more and more prominent. And we listen to all the fire reports during the summer around here that there's always some kind of brush fire going on.
Yeah.
Back at the turn of the century and into the early 20th century, that was a major problem in Pennsylvania. And that's after they clear-cut the forest, and there were all kinds of wildfires. And I thought that would be a good opening to kind of provide a historical framework for what we're facing today. It's not an aberration. These kinds of things have happened before, but it's different now than what has happened in history. In part, that's due to global warming.
So all of those will be great topics for the folk school, and it's the Jim Rogers and Ken Holliday Folk School, presented by the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival. Jim, when you put this thing together, I'm sure that there was great enthusiasm right from the start. But
oh yes,
that being the case, it still requires a lot of people coordinating to make things like this happen. And yes, that great spirit must really have been pretty good in the room when this idea was first proposed, huh?
Yes, everyone is very excited about it. And let me just back up a little bit. When I was an undergraduate at Clarion, a professor asked me, "Hey, Dougherty, where did you grow up?" And I said, "In Clearfield County, in a little town called Woodland." And then he produced a map, and he said, "You're from Appalachia. Let me show you this on a map." And I said, "No way, I'm not from Appalachia. Appalachia is West Virginia and eastern Kentucky and eastern Tennessee. I'm from Clearfield County." And he produced the map, and lo and behold, there I was.
Right there.
In Appalachia.
Well, yeah, we certainly embrace that heritage, and certainly the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival is all about that. And so folks can learn these wonderful skills and take part in these great events. And I'm sure that while you put together a schedule like this, that this is going to be an ongoing thing that you'll want to keep going year to year. So it'll take some work to do that.
Yeah, we have plans to solicit from the community any ideas or anyone that would like to teach a class. So we're going to, try to see what talent that we have in the local community that they can share their talents with everyone through classes. And so that's coming up, after we have these first 3 classes.
Yeah, I can see the hammered dulcimer class coming soon, huh?
Oh yes, all kinds of possibilities. I used to teach oral history classes at IUP, and I remember going into the community of Patton with a group of students, and the very first week that we started, The local residents were very standoffish. They didn't want to talk to us. They didn't want to come into our office and share their stories. And initially, they told us nothing happened here. We didn't do anything. We have no history, is what they said.
Uh-huh.
We have no history. But by the time we were at the end of our program, people were coming into our office with pictures and stories, and suddenly they started to say, hey, we did something here. We are something. We contributed to the United States.
You bet. You bet. And that's a part of the celebration of the brand new open folk school with the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival, and in honor of Jim Rogers and Ken Holliday. The Jim Rogers and Ken Holliday Folk School on the Arts and Humanities. Jim Dougherty has been on the phone with us this morning talking about it. Jim, thanks for the conversation, and thanks for bringing this concept to light, too.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. And for more information, people can call me at 724-549-8038, or they could go to our website, naffinc.org.
Beautiful. Wonderful, Jim. Thanks for the visit today.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye. And it is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.